Blackstone Publishing presents The Gaslighting of the Millennial Generation: How to Succeed in a Society That Blames You for Everything Gone Wrong by Caitlin Fisher. This book is read by Erica Sullivan. To Jess, you are my hero and my best friend. I'm sorry about the chalupa. Introduction. Or, who the hell are you and why should I read your book? Hello there, I'm Caitlin Fisher. You probably don't know me, and I'm fed up with everyone saying millennials are entitled brats. In 2016, I'd been kicking this idea of generational gaslighting around in my head for months, and it finally made it out of my brain and onto my blog. And it turned out that over 1 million people found that I had finally said the thing they couldn't quite put their finger on. And now, it's a book. Let's be real. It is total bullshit that our generation was raised being told we could do anything, but then blamed for everything wrong with society. We're just doing our best, people. Sometimes with 3 jobs and no health insurance. In my early 20s, I was divorced, living with my parents, on food stamps, with a master's degree and a resume that was getting no bites. Master's degree. Food stamps. 50 grand in student debt. This is a real thing that happens. And when we say, whoa, you guys told me a master's degree would help with my career and that this was good debt, they say, sweetie, why'd you take out loans if you couldn't afford it? This sounds like a you problem. This book is a new take on self-help. It's not one of those think positive to find money and true happiness books. It's more of a guide to untangling the mess in your head and realizing you're not crazy for expecting more out of life or for being disappointed that you seem to be putting in a lot of work for no reward. Each chapter can be taken on its own or read in succession and will end with a recap section with actionable tips and advice you can browse at your leisure. So, that's the short version of why this book is in your hand. Because so many of us are sick of being pointed at and called whiners, so many of us are tired of explaining to our parents that no, really, you can't just go pound the pavement to get a job, and so many of us are just plain tired. I promise you're not crazy. Also, there are 11 avocado references in this book that I hope you enjoy. Preview. The Gaslighting of the Millennial Generation. At a graduate student conference, I first heard the term millennial, as in practices for faculty and staff to best handle this generation of students. I went in having never heard the term and came out feeling defensive against the notion that an entire generation of young adults had to be handled, with prevailing knowledge like, millennials...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?